filmed an amazing podcast episode today. It was an hour long, and when we scheduled the podcast, actually the calendar invitation was for an hour and a half. So I thought I'd be talking for an hour and a half, which I didn't, but it went for an hour. And it was easy. It flew by. I think it's a gift. I think Joe Rogan really is gifted in that he creates a space where people want to talk for 4 hours. That's amazing. This guy who hosted this podcast made me feel that way. Like we could have talked for a lot longer than an hour. Because he just made me feel comfortable. And the way he made me feel comfortable was basically by saying nothing is off limits. You can talk about whatever you want. Most of the podcast episodes I've been on have been 30 minutes. So it's a shorter thing and you're more targeted. This one I rambled, like in a good way, but I rambled. I went off on some tangents. I went so deep into tangents that I forgot what the question was. But it all was kind of towards the same end, and it served the purpose of what we were talking about. But it just, having that freedom to just go was great. So looking forward to seeing that, and I think it has a chance to make it to a lot of people. So I'm excited about that. I felt something switch today. The podcasts I'm doing are for my coaching business, and really felt, today and in the past couple of days, like it's getting off the ground, just in thoughts I've had, initiatives I've had, and things like this. Like I really feel like I'm starting to hit a stride with it. And it's natural. It feels natural. It comes naturally. It's what I was meant to do. So that's good. It was also interesting. I had an instance recently. I put out a monthly newsletter to my business community, and I talk politics in it. And I had somebody recently tell me, hey, you might want to think twice about doing that because it might turn some people off from doing business with you. And it scared me, getting that feedback, because I kind of realized, holy cow, that could happen. And that's a scary thought to me. So I think I'm going to be a little more careful about what I write in that newsletter. I'm going to keep doing it, but it's interesting. I am going to censor myself a little bit, or, I don't know. I don't think it's censoring if it's authentic, but what feels authentic is to be more considerate of what I write or how I write certain things. Because I have a tendency to, be angry or just look for things to poke at. I have that kind of observational aspect to myself, and that's not always the best way to be in a business context. it might be a good way to be in other contexts. It's certainly a good way to be in a coaching context. Or like, I would have been a good stand-up comedian if I had gone that way, because comedians are making observations about society. But in business, that's not exactly what you want to do. So for me, I'm going to have to thread the needle somehow, which is interesting. And so why I brought that up is, I was doing this podcast when I was talking very candidly about myself, and just the thought entered my mind, like, okay, if somebody that I know through business sees this podcast episode, what are they going to think? And so those types of thoughts are starting to come into my mind, what they didn't before. And I know the big answer. The big answer is, as long as I'm doing what's authentic to me, the universe has my back and everything will be okay. But I'm still nervous about like somebody, seeing that and maybe disapproving of it or something like that. So anyway, just kind of being honest about what's there for me.